The grandfather paradox. If you haven't heard of this, it's pretty simple. You go back in time and kill your grandfather when he was a baby or whatever, it doesn't matter. And it basically means that you stop existing. But if you stop existing, how could you go back in time to do that? Well, the answer for this is actually pretty simple. Nothing happens until it actually happens. This is actually easily provable. For example, today is Monday, February the 3rd. It is 10 p.m. That means I haven't checked my email today. So that means if I were to go back in time and send myself an email, I could send myself an email anytime today and I would get it and be able to check my email and have it right here. So I'm going to invent a time machine and I'm going to go back, send myself a message back in time telling myself exactly how to make that time machine. And I should be getting it in the mail sometime today. So all I have to do, theoretically, if I don't have to actually make it first, all I have to do is check my email, find that design, make it, and boom, there you go. I can cycle that repeatedly and make my own time loop, paradox time loop over and over again. But here's the thing. I thought of this before. I've tried it many times. It doesn't work because it can't happen until it happens. I have to actually make the time machine and send myself a message back in time for it to actually happen. In which case, the message I wouldn't have already read. I would so literally for this to work, I would have to get the message, not read it, well, then design the time machine. Like use that message as like, okay, this is proof a time machine is possible. I just need to figure it out. Then figure it out, then send my message back, and then read the message after I sent it. Or I'll have already know what it read, but still, I'll have to read it anyway just to complete the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, anyway, the point is, nothing happens till it happens. Now, again, this I've just proven that with a thought project, a logic puzzle. But in any case, in this case, if you were to go back in time and kill your grandfather, you would stop existing. The future you, the you from that cycle, but the real you that went back in time would still exist. So basically, there would still be a you, but it wouldn't be. It would be the same you from the cycle that went through in the past. Now, you still didn't go back in time on that cycle, but basically, it's one timeline that jumps to a different line, and erases the previous one. So it's not so much like they have in Back to the Future, so much as it is a, a restructuring as it goes. You know. Uh, now, time travel is actually totally possible. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Time travel into the past, however, a lot of problems with that. Now, I actually have I'm actually going to make a video explaining all the problems with it, and trust me, there's a lot, way more than you will actually hear from anyone explaining time travel on any website, YouTube, whatever. It's actually way more complicated than it sounds, uh, which is probably a reason why it's impossible, or at least close enough to impossible. But I think the reason why it's actually impossible now is because the idea that actually works hasn't been invented yet. And once the idea that actually works has been invented, it might be possible from there. But for now, it is literally impossible. Uh, anyway,